Is it worth watching what T-Man Plays casts because Hippie is unbearable to watch? The decks used in this video are available to watch or look at outside the game using waryes.com. Check the links in the descriptions if you want to look at the decks without having to launch the game. Hello and welcome to this casted game played between fan favourite Homelander, who I've still never beaten, and he's up against Finn Suojeluskunta, who I'm just going to be calling Finn for the rest of the game. I'm sure you understand why. And we're playing on big Vertigo with big zones. Homelander bringing the first UK infantry armoured division, which I'm really quite surprised at to see him on anything other than 35Y. And Finn playing as Berlin Gropers. So let's start with the deployments. And Homelander, yeah, pretty much full sending onto Alpha here with 4 tracked rapiers, 3 foxes, 2 terrier paras with the Carl Gustavs, 2 SAS patrol, 3 arm rifles, and 2 Chieftain Mark 11s at max vet. The Chieftain Mark 11s are at max vet, so he doesn't get a lot of them because there's no CV here. Has he also vetted the tracked rapiers? What? Why would he bother? Why would he bother? I can't show you the difference, but basically it doesn't make a big difference. And then on the right, he's got 1 SAS patrol. Go in there. He doesn't even care about Delta. Such a Chad opener, honestly. Going over to Finn, he's got, on the left side, 3 Strela 2Ms, 2 FS Jaeger, an FS Jaeger Metis, and a sniper. The Strelas are going to here, here, and here. The FS Jaeger are going to here, and then the FS Jaeger Metis is going to here. Behind that, he's got a Buck M1 and a Pack 100mm cannon. With it's the Repairer, basically, so it's got the best ATGM in the game on it. Because it's max range, it's high accuracy, and it's really fast. I mean, obviously something like a Hellfire is better, but you don't get that fired from the ground. And then on the right, he has 1 CV, the only CV in the game. 2 more Strelas, 2 FS Jaeger, 3 FS Jaeger Metis, a Conkers, and a Sniper. So very similar to what he had on the left. And the Strelas are going to here and here. This is an odd spot. You don't usually see them go there. The FS Jaeger are going to here. The Metis are going one here, and one here. Pathing it this way is a bit odd. It's probably safer to path it this way. The Conkers is going to here, and the Scharfschütze, the sniper team, is going to there. So that's interesting. And I'm going to cast it from this perspective. Right, so they're off, and everybody's going to where we said they were going to go. I'd like to take this time to thank the generous channel members, of which Finn Suojeluskunta, whose name I've definitely pronounced wrong. He is one such member. We'll see if he still is after this game. Homelander, not a member of the channel. I hope he loses. So we see Homelander with his absolutely Chad deployment, just barreling. I've noticed actually that he's chosen to put the tanks behind the tracked rapiers. You see all these vehicles have the same speed, 79, 79, 79, 79, and he's put the tracked rapiers, the unarmored tracked rapiers, in front of the in front of the tanks. So that's interesting. And yeah, so we see his first force moving in. Finn, of course, on a +3 as the only CV in the game, moves into here, which will then put him on a +5. Do wonder if he'll then move it over to here and then to here, or if he'll simply buy another. No, he's simply bought another. And here we go, people are fighting. Finn not really unloading fast enough there. These guys, SAS Patrol, do not have rocket launchers. So it's, yep, it's life. Not so sure about Finn's prospects here, actually. He needs to unload these and get them into the fight. Get that Metis squad to here so it can start shooting at these foxes. Because right now he's just getting rinsed by foxes. Buys a plane, which it's great. He got a kill. He got a kill. 135 points, fair enough. Surprised he didn't buy 2. Oh yeah, he bought this, didn't he? 2 minutes income now. Homelander buying a CV. Tanks finally show up, and now Finn's got a big problem because he lost these guys, and now these guys are in the fight. So Homelander's divided and conquered him, and this conquers is all the way back here. To be honest, he needs to move these guys back here basically immediately, because he just can't win this fight. He does get the SAS patrol though. Is he going to move them now? He's moving them now. And he does get a warrior Milan, so good play from Finn. Still on a +2 for now. The rover's going to mid though. Homelander not buying for the left side, so Finn's going to get a small advantage here if he ever unloads this. If you click the unit in the top left when you want to spawn it in, click Y and then click on the map, it will automatically unload when it reaches its destination. He has chosen not to do this here, so it's not unloading, and he's missing out on a juicy +3. Should take him up to +5, and now he's quite rightly getting back into the town. No recon here except the Fox, because the SAS patrol died, if you recall. So interesting game, and Finn hasn't... I guess he hasn't clocked on to the fact that there's nobody over here. Typically, if your enemy full sends here, you want to just send one unit forwards and just see what's going on. Especially like this sniper, for example, could just go to there, perhaps, or go to there. And you could just try and see what's going on. Homelander more than content to just let nothing happen in Delta. He's bought a tank, though. It was quite surprising to see all these rapiers miss that MiG-21 Bison. I believe it survived, I might be wrong. And now we see the Metis high cohesion should hit this, and it does. But now the tanks are moving in, and once they get to here, they could shoot across. Conker's finally being brought to bear, and that's going to start shooting the rapiers, but he's lost visual. Homelander now just sending more Terrier Parrots. Carl Gustavs. His decision to keep his tanks at 3 vet, honestly, the availability is very, very, very low. You can go to the War Yes website to check that. If you get the deck code and you paste it in, you can see what his deck looks like, or you can open it up in-game. But if you don't have access to the game, you can go on the War Yes website, it's in the description. And yeah, see, this got out as well. You got all these 4 rapiers, but they're not really in the right place. They need to be here. This is definitely not in the right place. And it's getting pretty ropey for Finn now. See, he's got a Motschutson set up over there. And this is his second wave, but the tanks have already made it. So these are now going to cross into an open field, into the tanks and die. 3 Conkers. And they should get that, but they can't shoot this. And he's going to lose... Oh, really good unload there. He does not lose the first Meta squad, but he does lose both the BTR-80s, which do have smoke, so he could have smoked it. Finn's on a +5. Homelander still choosing to not... And I'm very upset to see this. Why doesn't he go forwards? It's a shame. Obviously, he's paying attention to all this. These are on move instead of attack move. They should be on attack move so that they can help these guys. Homelander not really microing his tanks very well, but yeah, these Metis should be shooting because yeah, it forces the tank to turn this way and then the Conkers gets a side shot, or vice versa. I've also noticed these are at 1 vet, but you sort of have to do that because I believe you only get 1 card of them. BTR-80 is just running it towards the chieftain, which is very ballsy, and he's, you know, with these 4, if he attack moved this, he could bring it down. The Vash Schutzen have the RPOs, they need to be getting over here, really. But reinforcements for Homelander, here we go, we switched to attack move now, on 2 of them, on 3 of them. All these Conkers survived. It would be great to see one moved over to here. But the Warriors are back at it, and as you can see, it's not going very well. The Terrier Para's doing work here. And there's a helicopter out for Finn. Look at all this AA. It's finally being brought forwards, but that means that this Conkers can shoot it. And now he's spamming T55As. 65 points. They used to be 35. But they're too clumped up. They're too clumped up. And that Tornado GR1, Homelander gets a great value out of that. Kills a unit. Oh, it died. Never mind. And he almost kills this, but it died, so it's not worth it. This Strela hit it. 44% accuracy. Although this shot 2 missiles as well. And yeah, the infantry not coping well against all these autocannons. The 30mm Radon, of course, one of the greatest weapons ever created by mankind. And this is still firing its Kokons, even with its low HP, but he needs to watch out because these rapiers will kill it. And they only have to get a bit closer. T55 is probably not the shout here, probably wanted a T64 BV. He's choosing to send it forwards instead of backwards. I guess he's forgotten about the rapiers. I'd really want to keep this safe, it costs 1 minute's income. Another bomber out. Cluster. It just gets foxes though, like he could have got that tank maybe, or those rapiers, and I'm actually extremely surprised it survived. Actually, I'm not. UK suffers. It's 4 rapiers it survived there. This does have 20% ECM, but he needs to lower its altitude, I guess, because as soon as this smoke fades, it's gonna be ogre. Oh, yeah, he sends it back. He sends it back. I guess if this was here, maybe things would be different. And the T55s are still up, but you can't actually see any of this anymore. So another thing you can do is just press T and click on the unit. That can also be done. And the Chieftain Mark 11 did go down. Homelander now setting up on this side, and it's a shame because Finn could have just walked in here. I'm really sad to see it, and Homelander has officially run out of Chieftain Mark 11s. This is what happens when you bring him at 3 vet, and he switched to the Chieftain Mark 9, which is inferior. Same armor, but worse range. And the worse range means that the gun has 1 less pen. This is not good. This is not good. Unload. That's a shame. If he'd been kept alive, these guys could have, killed all this. I mean, for some reason they can still see it. And he is getting them. Chieftain Mark 11 versus T64 BV. My money is on the T64 BV because of the 10 fire rate. Oh, it's using its ATGM. And the Chieftain's going for the tanks, the T55s. These obviously don't bring smoke. I say obviously, it's not described on the unit cards. You have to zoom in, and you have to look for smoke launchers, which isn't very, isn't very cool. And yeah, Homelander building up on this side now with a Challenger Mark 3 as well, so it's quite clear that he intends to push down here. Chieftain Mark 11 getting stunned up by the cheaper tanks, and the T64 BV still using its ATGMs instead of its gun. And Finn has lost visual on these. Really needs some recon. Really needs some recon, but there's no recon coming. You don't get a recon helicopter on Gropers. This should also be moved up to here. And here we go, Homelander's attacking on the other side now. I'll have to watch it from this perspective so you can see what's going on over there. And yeah, he's just walking forwards with some arm rifle. And because this Warrior Milan probably work. Actually, this mech squad might be able to deal with that. If he gets the SAS patrol to this house, that's big. Big vision. Big vision. As we saw in the game with Doherty. Taking this house is big vision. T64 BV still firing the ATGMs. T55A is still getting killed by the Chieftains. And there's quite a lot of them now. Interesting explosion sounds. The accuracy on this thing is 55%, but you wouldn't believe it. And these MiG-21 Bisons are great for just deleting individual squads. Typically, you don't want this guy in the same house as this guy, because now, the damage is distributed across both people. This guy is now switched. No, he's still firing his ATGMs. More shots than just walking towards the enemy. There are other ways of doing this, You can go in here. you don't have to just walk towards the enemy over the open field. And these Conkers haven't been repositioned. I mean, he knows there's loads of tanks here. Imagine if he put one here and one here, for example. Or he brought this one up to here, perhaps. So, yeah, another 3 infantry put in the middle. This needs to smoke or it's going to die. Oh, it does get the Mark 11. I was quite surprised by that. Motshots and BTR now just walking towards the enemy. Are they in RPG range? T64 BV, has it got its smoke back at least? Before it started shooting again. And yeah, there's so many better ways of doing this. Ah, here we go. Mortars for smoke. Mortars for smoke. Just walking towards him. Over here, the Challenger Mark 3 has been engaged now, and that's slowly killing these guys who aren't really fighting back. This will go down soon. The Motschützen have got to the same house as the enemy, but they are all low cohesion, low HP. Whereas the enemy are high cohesion, also low HP. So they are getting some kills, but not many. Fire support's all dead. Mortars are firing now. HE on the SAS patrol. This one isn't shooting. This one's shooting there. I guess this is recon, but honestly, you need like one here. That would be so useful. Another T-64 BV. Another no recon. And now if we just... There we go. So these guys are now walking over here. This Metis is still getting smacked. Kind of hard to keep track of everything. So now these Conkers have engaged those chieftains, and on this side the Metis finally gets a shot in, but it's going to miss because of the low cohesion. T-64 is being pulled back. Bomber coming in now. For Finn. Should get a few. Lies over 2-track rapiers. Will they get it this time? Will they get it this time? They will. 60-ish% accuracy. The FS Jaegers get to the house and then die. Because they've got no fire support. And Homelander panic buys 6 scimitars. Over on this side, the T-64s, honestly, these things are so difficult to face as Britain because they're faster. Yeah, they are faster. And they also fire at 10 rounds a minute, and they've got the ATGM. So you walk towards him, and all the time he's shooting you, and then you're really slow, so he gets lots of shots in, and then his cohesion, you know, your cohesion goes down, so you shoot even slower, and even if his cohesion goes down, because it's an autoloader, it still fires at 10 rounds a minute. You hate to see it. Challenger Mark III should die here. Oh, interesting. That usually one-shots. I guess because he moved it out. And yeah, he really needs to move these rapiers up. I mean, this is very silly. Kokon's pretty good ATGM. It's not as good as a Hellfire or a TOT2, but together with the T-64s, they do bring down that Chieftain Mark 11, and now they're going for that Challenger Mark III. But on this side, Homelander with the scimitars. Just, there we go, and you can see everything. The scimitars are coming in. These guys do have RPGs, but they've only got 4, and there's 6 scimitars. And a Challenger, and a Warrior Milan. Just no infantry for Homelander. He just didn't bother bringing infantry here. It doesn't need it, I guess. And now I do wonder if he'll go further. And finally, Homelander gets some score on the board. Moving back over here, these guys, once again, unloading too late and all dying. You hate to see it, and the main issue is that they're all dead. But more than that, if you blow up a vehicle next to a person, the people get stressed. So even if, you know, the vehicle is the one that gets destroyed, the people undamaged, they'll still get stressed out from the explosion. So, you know, even if the people get there, they're going to be low cohesion. This thing's not going to be able to stand up to that. This is a very interesting attack. He is just pathing them over there. There he goes. And, you know, just as Finn was starting to get a handle on this situation, here comes a Challenger Mark III and 6 scimitars and a warrior. And this thing does get a lot of Kokons, but they're not as fast as, like, Hellfires, for example, so there's a limit to how many he's going to get on. Stabilizers on these guys are also really good for some reason. 65% normal accuracy, 55% stabilized accuracy. Over here, more transports dying as Homelander continues to push in on this side. And it's really not looking good for Finn now. He sort of had it, like he could have had it. Here he was sort of pushing back, but then Homelander just pushed through here, and now here he is. This Challenger might go down to a AT plane. So lots of planes for Finn, and perhaps not enough ground units. Not enough recon, definitely. There's no recon. There's literally... Oh, I guess there's this Scharfschütze. And that's it. I mean, if you can't see the enemy, you can't do anything about him. That buck died, didn't it, to the Challenger? Yeah, this blob just sort of being fast-passed here. Mi-24 VP ran out of Kokons. Gets hit by the tracked rapier and goes down. The AT plane got killed by that tornado. And, yeah, there's nobody here anymore apart from this, but Finn does not know that. Well, he might have done. He might have known because these scimitars also all went across, but the jaws are slowly closing on this FS Jaeger Führer here. This challenge is basically useless because it's low cohesion. Whoa, is that like a side shot or something? Yeah, so because it's being shot from over here somewhere and over here somewhere, I think it's being side shot. Challenger Mark III is, yeah, the availability is not great. You only get 2 per card, and so I think this is both of them. This one's 3-vet because the CV. He's brought the command CV, and he's still going. He's still going. Homelander not content to just sit on the zones, wants it all, and he might get it at this rate. Finn, he's lost most of his units. This is an unmitigated disaster, as we say. All the mortars are dead, the books are dead, so Homelander can switch into air bully now if he wants. Grope is, of course, not having the best ASFs. Or he can just continue to buy challengers. He never lost any of his AA pieces, which is interesting. Scimitar's just walking towards the T-64s, no problem. He splits forces, which is a bit weird. You'd expect him to deal with this and then go here and then go there, maybe, but it's his copy of the game. But yeah, you see that he is getting side shot there. Loses the Mark 9 to a single hit. T-64 BV, of course, significantly cheaper than a Challenger. That cluster plane is going to be a problem, and it does kill the Challenger, and it almost kills the Chieftain. These guys are going nowhere fast. They just walked into a wall of tanks and died, basically. Finn's purchased a CV. Bailed out crit for Homelander. You now cannot control this unit. I can't even select it as a spectator, so you can't smoke it. The only way you can fix it is to repair it back to full HP. And because of how long artillery takes to do things and the angles on mortars and so on, it's usually very difficult to do that. And so this is just going to sit there shooting it. It's not going to recover. It's just going to sit there until it dies. Homelander finally trying to deal with this problem with 2 under-strength rifle squads. It's T-64, low cohesion, but because the autoloader is just going to keep firing. And, yep, AT plane, probably a terrible idea. I mean, it's bailed out. You might as well just shoot it with this. You don't need to waste an AT plane on that. Oh no, but here comes the Chinook supply, and it's going to land, and then the T-64 can shoot that as well. Incredible. And yeah, this guy's not long for this world, and with that, Homelander will be on a +4, perhaps. Which is not great for Finn. Not great for the boys in red. Cluster plane now going for the tracked rapiers. This might work, but... okay. Nice, and he hits this as well. And he hits a Chieftain Mark 9. So I guess that was worth. It was definitely worth. But there's still a mountain to climb. There's still a mountain to climb. Not sure what's going to happen next, really. Need some recon. I don't know if I mentioned that. Oh, there's another recon here, actually. Where's the infantry recon? Where are the Grenzers? Where's the Aufklärer? And yeah, Homelander now has sort of run out of stuff, and now he's just bought 4 supply vehicles to supply all his guys. +4 for Homelander. Oh, just takes that out. No vision, man. No recon. Just can't see anything. Homelander's got the recon helicopters, which are a good crutch, basically, which Gropers just don't get. And of course, Homelander will struggle to push into these packed ATGMs, which are kept well supplied here. The Agona, 21 pen, 2,625 meters range compared to the max tank gun of 2,275, which both these tanks share. T-64 BV sort of overperforming a lot. I'm not quite sure why this is 10, and I'm not quite sure why the accuracy is so high. And Finn trying to push across now, but no recon, so he doesn't even see this. Oh, it's on hold fire, because it's run out of Milans. Yeah, would be great to put infantry recon with it. Another CV tank. Did he run out of normal tanks, perhaps? This is 245 and this is 275, so Often it's just worth to buy the CV1 anyway. And that Gazelle gets donked by Strela. That's the issue with Gazelles. They have 4 HP. 4 Lynx Hellarms now purchased for Homelander. Just like his panic buys. Just sort of buys 10 of one thing and then buys 10 of another. Not much mixed purchasing going on here, but I mean, it's working for him, as we see. And these tanks are advancing. Yeah, so that's just not going to work out. I mean, Strela 10M gets the other Gazelle. And now both players have as much recon as each other, which is 0. These tanks, of course, didn't see these guys until they started shooting at them because no recon. And there's no supply with them, so they're going to have to go all the way back. And this AA, I guess, could be renegotiated over to here to kill this Hellarm, perhaps. Still +4 for Homelander. 6 minutes till victory. 16 minutes remaining. But yeah, I mean, Homelander's decision to bring all his stuff at high vet means that he will actually run out. If this gets to 30-40 minutes, he's already run out of you know, other things. I'm trying to think. What has he run out of? He ran out of something. Challenger Mark 3s. And here we go. So what's one Strela 10M going to do about this? And that's probably going to get 2 things. Actually, this is a high-altitude bomber, so you've got plenty of time to move. So you can move to the left or to the right, because it drops in a big, long line. Finn decides to move backwards, and so just walks into more of the big, long line. But yeah, you need to learn your bomber spread patterns, I suppose. And that gets sideshot and goes down. Homelander back on the move now. He's feeling groovy. He knows that these are low cohesion. He knows that he's got lots of challengers and chieftains. He knows that he's got no recon, and he can't shoot back because he can't see. Ah, this is good. This is really good recon. So look, this is why these guys can shoot and these guys can't. Although, well, yeah. EaUA versus Hellarms. The EaUA will win because the Hellarms can only shoot vehicles. Unless you don't unload this, in which case the EaUA will lose. Because they will die in their transport. And there they go. Right, so the air wave comes out into a very overextended Homelander. This guy... what? Oh, he evac'd him. He still had a missile left. I think that was a bit of a miss micro there. If he just kept the thing right-clicked as opposed to trying to pull out, then I think it would have fired both missiles, but instead it only shoots 1. Perhaps I'm wrong there. This guy should have been on hold fire, and now that he's not, everybody knows that he's there. And his day's about to get a whole lot worse. That EaUA did die because it didn't leave its transport. Flak ZSU towed vehicle, interesting. Lots of guys here, I guess he's going to try and push back into there. The T-64s on the right are all dead, apart from this one, which is routed. And yeah, it's looking very, very dicey for Finn. He's basically got nothing left. Can this even shoot? Can shoot, and this thing does a lot of damage, the ZSU. MiG-21's coming in for... This should work. Wait, what? Oh, I thought he was going for the one that was on low HP. Tractor destroyed by who knows what. And, right, so now Finn's going back in over there, and he might actually kill this. Does he have a CV back here? I guess not. He had like 2 command CV tanks here, but they're dead now. And he's going to unload here? Really? I guess there's no AA, right? He's got to watch out for that. Enemy can just air bully him. T-64 BVK here died, so now there's just nothing stopping Homelander from taking this point as well, which will put him on a plus 10. Although... Oh, this can't even see. No vision, can't see. And the tornado should clean that up. So that should be a plus 10 for Homelander now. Oh, this guy gets hit. He's probably going to go down as well. Plus 10 for Homelander, 1 minute to victory. I do wonder if he'll go for this as well, just sort of humiliation or whatever. Oh no, Finn surrenders. So yeah, another showcase of your boy Homelander. And he is rank 64 now. He goes up and down all the time. With 2,307 games, of which almost all of them are ranked games. Finn just comes up with my profile picture. It's just a bug with the game. I don't know, they still haven't fixed it. Kills and losses, these MiG-21s did really well for themselves. But yeah, there were some mistakes made, and First Armoured is a better division than Gropers. And there were some mistakes made, but of course it is easier for me to call out others' mistakes than it is to play the game, which is why I like casting so much. So I'll see you guys around, and I hope you have a lovely day. Leave a comment or I'll die.